When I was a boy, I spent summers in the woods camping with my parents. And that's where I discovered the prop that would make me who I wanted to be. The prop that put me in this show. It was a beaver trap. I found it in a stream. It was set, but it caught nothing. I knew it was very dangerous. I knew it belonged to someone else, but I picked it up carefully so as not to set it off accidentally and crush my fingers. I decided to keep it. My parents didn't mind me stealing. My parents hated trappers. They hated that old cliched image of a trap designed to not quite break the bone so the tortured, panicked animal would not be able to chew its own leg off too swiftly. I didn't care about any of that. I just wanted the trap. And now it was mine. I brought the trap back to our home. I kept it in my room. I oiled it. I decided that I would become an expert. I bought traps. I bought mouse and rat. I bought prairie dog and weasel. I bought otter and wildcat. I learned everything about the traps. I learned how some traps are set in the water so the animal will drown. I learned how every trap is marked with a number that indicates the strength of the jaws. I learned how the chain coming off the trap is not hooked to a tree, but rather to a loose log called a drag, which tires and confuses the animal without giving it the necessary leverage for escape. I kept my respect, but I conquered my fear. After I'd read every book on the subject in the local library, I sent away for books and catalogs from the back of Field and Stream magazine. Whenever a book came in the mail, as soon as I'd opened it, I'd write in the front. I'd write the date, how much I'd paid for it, the address to which I had sent, and then I'd write my name. And after my name, I'd put a comma. And after the comma, in quotations, I'd write, King of Animal Traps. When I get older, I washed dishes for a whole summer, and I bought bear. I finally had a bear trap. It was really big, a little rusty. It was used, an antique, a piece of Americana. When this trap went off, the force was such it would ruin the pelt of anything smaller than a bear. To set this trap, I needed a tool. It was too strong to set by standing on it. The mechanism was too powerful to be moved for my full body weight. I needed a tool to hold down the spring, a tool to force it apart, a tool to put leverage back on my side. And I mastered it. I was not an animal. I was human. And I had 2 thumbs, and I had sense in my head, and I could set the trap and not be hurt. And I could get bait out of the trap without being injured. I was king of animal traps. Showed my classmates my skill. They were impressed, but not impressed enough that I felt I could make it my career. So I broadened my horizons and I diluted my goals. And that's how I got to be half of Penn Teller. We've closed the last 4 shows by swearing on our honor, the Holy Bible, and even our mother's graves that we wouldn't use camera tricks to augment our natural theatrical skills. But we're not just magicians. We're also foreigners. So we feel you're entitled to hear it from some of your own. This is Mike, our floor manager. Are we using camera tricks? Nina, our production coordinator. Are we using camera tricks? Lee, from the sound department. Are we using camera tricks?
You're not using camera tricks.
Ellie, the floor assistant. Are we using camera tricks? Paul, from cameras. Are we using camera tricks? Tara, the stage manager. Are we using camera tricks? The main man, Kevin, the rigger. We aren't using camera tricks, are we? No, no way. Peter, the runner. Are we using camera tricks? And finally, Mr. Alan Mark, our producer. Are we using camera tricks? You wouldn't let us, would you? Well, that's a wrap.